Tonight we're still in the book of Romans, and I think the best way I could title this is that we've moved out of the doctrinal section and gone into the behavioral section of Romans, and we're talking about being an example. We're in chapter 14, verses 20 through 23, well, it'll speak for itself. Let me read it to you. Do not tear down the work of God for the sake of food. All things indeed are clean, and they are evil for the man who eats and who gives offense. It is good not to eat meat or to drink wine or to do anything by which your brother may stumble. The faith which you have as your own conviction before God. Happy is the one who does not condemn himself in what he approves, but he who doubts is condemned if he eats, because his eating is not from faith, and whatever is not from faith is sin. Well, I tried to read it slowly to you so that it would be able to sink in. We may be under a conviction that certain things aren't wrong and that they're not going to harm anything. But my friends, if we even think there's a slight chance that it's going to cause somebody else to stumble, we ought not do it, especially where the brother can see that we're doing it. And I got to tell you, I've been convinced on a number of occasions that I've seen this passage of Scripture played out before my eyes. When somebody admitted they went and saw a certain movie, when they listened to a certain joke, when they drank a certain beverage. And I thought, they ought not do that. Not only because of the dangers of exposing themselves to it themselves, but because it might make others in the church stumble. Ones who can't handle that, and ones who will think less of them and less of the Lord's servants because of them. How many times have you heard, I won't go to church because it's filled with a bunch of hypocrites? That's exactly what we're talking about here, is hypocritical action. Any action which we know may be perceived by our brothers as tearing down the God's work is wrong. It's sin. So we ought to be real careful about the things we do, the things that we see, the things that we listen to, the things that we eat and drink, so that we don't become a stumbling block to our brothers. I myself recognize that I'm too heavy, and it's not a good witness. It doesn't show the right amount of discipline in my life, and it's an area that I'm trying hard to control, but it's so difficult. But it's not as bad as going to certain movies or reading certain books or telling certain stories or drinking certain beverages where my brother might stumble, where somebody in the church will think less of God and less of his work and less of his servants than they ought to. And that's my thought for the day. God bless you and have a great day.